Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure every Tuesday when we come into your home and we talk sports. Hope you all had a blessed week ahead as we look forward to another great week. Tonight we're going to be talking boxing, but before we introduce my guest for tonight, let me introduce my co-host. I know you all haven't seen her for a little while, but she's around, Maria Thomas. Maria, it's a pleasure and welcome.
Thank you, George.
And how has things been with you since televiewers I didn't see you for a little while, so...
Things have been very busy. We've been keeping up with all of the things that are changing. Right. We're very happy that we can resume sports again. And so that has been keeping myself and the executive very busy.
All right, but you had a day off, so you're here with me today, right? That's appreciated. Well, viewers, my guest for tonight is Trinidad and Tobago boxer Aaron Prince. Aaron recently came back from the Continental World Boxing Championships with a bronze medal, and we have the honor and the privilege to chat with him about that victory. And also, first of all, let me say something. It's over 15 more years now I've been following Aaron Prince. I think the first time I saw Aaron Prince boxing was in 2006 at the Cosmic Gym. So if anybody could tell you about the trials and the tribulations and the thing that Aaron went through in boxing, I could tell you that. Those who might be willing to talk now might now know him because of what he's doing right now. He win a medal here and he win a medal there. So, but I could tell you about Aaron Prince from 2006. You know, when he first saw him there with his two brothers and he was coached by his father. So Aaron has come a long way. So tonight we're going to try to get in as much information as possible so you can have an idea of how the journey was for Aaron. Aaron, welcome and congratulations.
Thanks for having me. First, I would like to say good morning to the viewing audience. Good morning to you, George, and the lovely Maria. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. Relax. Just tell yourself you're in the ring and you're rough and ready and you're tumbling. As I said, right, I met you at the Cosmic Gym around 2006 when you were there with your other two brothers and you were coached by your father, talking now, and I remember him with his little silver beard. You understand? You have come a long way. Tell us a bit about when it started for you. Who were the persons that encouraged you to come into boxing? And what has the journey been like for you?
Well, for me, it's a funny story how I started boxing, right? Because it's my brother that started boxing, really, my big brother, Aaron Prince. He was the one I used to come to see him fight. I really had no interest in boxing, yeah? Until I started talking and saying things like, you know, sizing up myself with other fighters and saying, you know, I can beat he. And he would tell me things like, he not in your weight, or he not in your division, you would never fight him. So I was like, so how you know what division is being? How do you know? He would tell me you have to go on the scale and weigh. And you know what weight you're in, and then you know what category you're in and that sort of thing. So one day, I went and weighed on the scale. And someone by the scale, they just asked me, what's my name? I say, Aaron Prince. They say, okay. Aaron Prince is your brother? I say, yeah. They say, what gym are you from? I call you, the gym my brother was in at that time, Madingo Boxing Gym. I say, Madingo Boxing Gym. That was the truth, but I said it. So, as the fight about to start and that sort of thing, my brother just sat next to me. He came and he sat next to me and he said, you weighing? And I was like, no. Well, I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know what it mean. He said, you take your weight? I said, no. He said, you stand on a scale? I said, yes. He said, well, right. Well, you know, they're going to match you up to fight. If somebody make your weight, you went on the competition scale.
Were you training anywhere before? All right.
No. And first I refused. Then he told me, he said, I'd rather fight and lose than refuse a match. You know? And I was like, I'm not afraid, you know. But it's just that I don't know about boxing. I didn't commit any gears or anything. I've done. And he was like, don't worry about that. He bring everything. Hand wrap, mouth guard, shoes, trunks, vest. Next thing you know, in the ring, bling, box.
Wow.
And all I see in my head is, don't get hit. to get hit, to get hit. And I was just trying not to get hit, not to get hit. And at the end of the fight, a group of people rushed up to me. And there was like, I remember from White Eagle boxing gym, the coach from White Eagle at the time, she said, I never see you box before. This is your first time in the ring. Am I correct? I said, yes. She said, but you make that man look real stupid. She said, that man couldn't hit you at all. And you know, just the attention I get on, you know, I didn't win the fight, you know. But, you know, the attention and then they all tell me that, you know, if you continue training, you'll be a force to be reckoned with and whatever and thing, you know. I tell my brother, I say, I want to fight again. And he was like, okay, next week. So next week, they put me up against a guy from Aaron Prince's song. That was Richard Boudram. And I won that fight. Then they told me at the end of the fight that he was a world champion kickboxer at the time or something like that. They also told me the guy that I fought the first time was Kirk Blackwell. And he was like 2-time Caribbean champion at the time. That was a big thing, you know. I was like, you put me to fight a Caribbean champion, you know. But, you know, when they told me I won against this guy that they say was a kickboxing world champion, whatever, and I felt real good about myself. I thought like, you know, like I really have some talent, you know. And that's when I make my decision to really be a part of boxing. However, my father wouldn't train me though. He didn't like what I do. But he was like, you know, you don't know nothing about boxing. You're not training. And you go on this a dangerous thing and you go on the ring and well, I get both. I get both. And he didn't train me for like 2 months. She was telling me no. Every time I asked, no. And I was just training on my own. Just training. Until a day he just passed and say, you're standing up wrong. You're jabbing wrong. Jab like this, stand up like this. And I was just practicing that. Then a day he passed, he watched me. He said, you never even come and ask me if you're doing it correct. And he just walk off. So that evening, because I was like a morning time in the evening, I asked him, come outside and watch me train and tell me. So he come outside, watch me, he make a correction and then he leave. And then I started, you know, calling him out. And then he was like, you want a box? Okay, no problem. But you're only ready when I say you're ready. And you're not going and fight until I say you're going and fight. But I thought I was going to fight the next week, eh? I was like, okay. And my father had me in training for like nearly 4 months. And the hunger built up inside. Because I thought I was going out there the next week, every weekend hard boxing, every weekend. Without feeling.
I remember them days, yeah.
Every weekend. And I thirsty. So he made me wait for a good 4 months or something, train, and then I went out. And I had some good, and I had some good days, man.
I know you won national championships many times. Then you went to the Olympics, and then that was your first Olympics, and then you went now the second time at the Continental Championships, and you won the bronze.
Clearly,
right? When you look back, which one of those competitions plays a special, you know, part of your life right now?
Well, every athlete would say the Olympics, because we all want to make it to the Olympics. You know, that's like the pinnacle, you know, a sports performance and the highest level you're going to reach as a, let's say, a amateur athlete. That's the highest level they will reach. So that was it for me, you know. I always wanted to qualify for the Olympics, go to the Olympics. I wanted a medal at the Olympics. You know, it didn't stop at just participation, you know, but everything in good time, you know. Everything in time. But I enjoy my outing there at the Olympics. It was a good experience for me. I intend to do it again. Let's see.
It's been many years in the field of boxing. Were there any times that you felt that, like, ready to give up, you're ready to, you know, dice it?
Actually, give up? No. But I thought that I would have stopped boxing last Olympics, right? Because, as you know, sports is a dedication, all right? You have to, there are athletes out there, that's all they do. They train 2 times, 3 times a day. They don't work. all right? We have to work. There's other things that we want to get done and that sort of thing. You know, and sometimes it's not a good mix. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to focus. And, you know, there's a time in everybody's life when, you know, life as you know it, you want that part of your life to happen, and you know. So I thought I would have stopped boxing last Olympics, but I got the encouragement from everybody around me, including Brian Lewis, and that's the president, the chairman of the Olympic Committee, and I carried on, you know, and qualified for the Olympics, you know, became Caribbean champion in the same year, now continental bronze medalist, you know, so who knows had I stopped, you know.
I know Maria shared sometimes you all on recent events abroad. I know she was dying to jump in, you know. She might let go some secrets that I didn't know about, you know.
Secrets?
Yeah.
No secret.
Yeah.
Well, it's no secret, but she's a good person, very humble. She's a very caring individual. I mean, she's a simple person to deal with. You know, she's very charismatic. She's an open person. You know, she's easy to approach and speak to, and she'll give you good advice all the time. And she wouldn't lie to you. She'll tell you like
That
it
is good.
Appreciate that, Aaron. Thanks.
She'll tell you like it is.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
You know?
One of the things that I was curious about, of course, you know, I'm sure you get a lot of questions about the pandemic and how that changed maybe what the trajectory looked like for you. Do you think that there were benefits from what happened? Because you're an athlete who has been successful during that period.
Actually, I saw it as a setback, right? Because we weren't really able to attend the foreign training camps and get those international sparring, you know, get a, you know, pre-tournaments, because before you go to a major tournament, you try to go to a pre-tournament, you know, so that the coach could see what you're working on, that, you know, how far you is from perfection or whatever, you know, so you can make those adjustments so that when you go to the major tournament, you know, you get the best performance you could have, you know. So that prevented all of that from happening. And we had a couple of scares where the, you know, the Olympics at that time was said to be cancelled and it was postponed, you know, so it was a lot of uncertainty. It was like an emotional roller coaster for me. So it wasn't really that easy, but you know, you have to maintain your composure, suck it up, and just focus on the event, and that's it.
What kind of support systems helped you with your training, your preparation, and getting to the competitions?
Well, with me, I have always been self-motivated. I mean, my wife would encourage me. There are people around me that would encourage me, you know. But I don't need a whole lot of encouragement, you know, because if I said I'm going to do this, I will do it. I'm self-motivated and I will prepare myself to get the best performance I could have at that event. You know, so that's it for me. I'm self-motivated.
I know that in amateur boxing, there isn't any retirement age really. You can box.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Huh?
There is a retirement age.
What was it?
That's 40. It used to be 42, I think, but it's 40.
48, okay.
40.
40?
40.
40.
Yes.
But I know you're far from that still, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what are your plans as you know, you said that you are self-motivated.
Yes,
so winning this bronze medal here now is supposed to give you that little additional boost, right? So what is next for Aaron Prince?
Actually, the bronze medal, it came as a good motivation for me, and to say the least, but I'll tell you something. I was actually saying to the coach that I'm not going to the Continentals,
Okay.
right? I was saying to the coach that, hey, I need a medal at the Commonwealth Games, and I need to refine everything I do in boxing. Everything. And I think I need time to do that. So I think I'll skip this tournament and focus on the Commonwealth Games, and because I'm looking at the goal, you know, nothing less. And I really just put my head down and go to work, train religiously and go after that medal. And he was like, that's good, but you need to go this tournament. Why? Then he said, well, your rankings will drop. It will affect a lot of things. And whatever and thing, then this is the tournament that you'll get the ranking points and whatever and thing. And I saw the logic in that and I was like, okay. And I went to the tournament and here we are today. You know? So it's a good boost for me. You know, going into the Commonwealth Games is a good boost for me.
So when you came back, right? You took a break, you're going straight back into training. What's your routine like now from now until July?
Well, you see, like I say, I took time off from work to go to each tournament that I go to. So as I am back, I'll be back out to work and I'll be more or less finding, once I know how my roster is, put the training around that, you know, until I can get time off again. You know, to train 3 times a day, you know, every day. So that's what it's like for me now. I wouldn't call it a rest, but, you know, I would take a week off, you know, our training, head back out to work, and I'll continue my training.
Anything over there?
One of the things I noticed, and you said that you're motivated by yourself, like you're intrinsically motivated, which I think probably gave you an advantage, definitely, during this time.
There's other things that encourage me also. Like, when I see regional athletes and especially local athletes perform really good out there, you know, when you see Jesse qualify for Olympics the first time, and you see we got the other cyclists with got the world record, Nicholas Paul and javelin, goal, and that sort of thing. I'm like, these is guys I'm around, you know, before they even, you know, and seeing them achieving those, you know, heights, you know, I just encouraging me to just do better, you know, just be better at my craft, you know. So I'm encouraged by that also. Good performances from local athletes, and you know, yeah.
You mentioned that it was important for you to attend this tournament because it would affect your rankings and ratings.
Yeah.
For people that don't understand, obviously we know that you need a lot of competition that gives you the opportunity to sharpen your skills. But as far as that ranking system, how does that work in boxing?
Well, when you go to certain tournaments like the CAC Games, the Pan American Games, the Continentals, games like those, you achieve points for the stage you might finish at the tournament. You know, if you finish quarterfinals, semifinals, in the finals, you know, you get points according to your finish. And it adds to your overall world ranking. Because, you know, if you are 300 points and I have 200 points, I wouldn't be ranked higher than you, I'd be ranked lower, right? I was ranked in the top 30, and now that I finished with the bronze medal at the Continentals, that's all the boxing nations in the Americas. This is the Americas Boxing Confederation Continental Championship. I finished 3rd, okay? So that will carry my rankings from in the 30s up. I can't say just on the top of my head where that number is or what that number is, but it should be a good number. It should be something I would like to see. You know?
I want to give you the opportunity to on national television to really, you know, mention the people who have been responsible for you reaching where you are today.
This is a long list. This is quite a long list. First of all, I would thank my father. Right? It all began at home. Okay? I thank my brothers because they was toe-to-toe with me. I mean, they were right there with me. You know, the coaches I'm with now, because I no longer trained by my father, Renal Cox, he's my coach now. Dopwell, right? Coach Orlando Griffith, right? Ben Hughes, Mr. Dopwell's brother. Getting a brain freeze. Yeah, there's a lot of doctors that assisted me along the way. I can't remember everybody name one by one.
I
Right?
understand.
I mean, from Trinidad, there are a lot of people international. You know, there were sponsors along the way. You know, my family, my wife. There's a whole lot of. If I had to sit down and actually write it out,
Because we're here next week still talking.
there's a lot of people, because I've been in the sport over 15 years, so I started to thank people. I mean, the sports company, Ministry of Sports, you know, the Boxing Association. I mean, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, I just thank him for the opportunity, you know, that he gave me to just, you know, keep boxing. You know, because, you know, you have a lot of people, you know, my age, you know, but the sport don't work like that, you know. Give the younger people a chance and that sort of thing. When I made my way onto the national team, I fight my way onto the national team. No one stepped aside for me to have a spot on the national team. I had to be that guy, to be the middleweight or the welterweight representative for Trinidad, and that's how it works all over the world. Nobody steps aside and gives somebody a chance. You know, you gotta beat me, and it's not happening. So who is that person I'm stepping aside for? You know? So Mr. Ford, he would have not been distracted by those calls, you know? So I thank him for the opportunity. I mean, Mr. Brian Lewis, he looked at me and he said something to me at a time. He said, Prince, don't give up. You know? He said, I know how you're feeling, don't give up. He said, you lose until you win. You know what I'm telling you? So don't give up. Because you saw the look on me, I can't remember what games it was. I think it was a Commonwealth Games. I think it. And I lost my fight. I lost quite a number of fights out there. So he just keep going, don't stop. And that just remained in my head. Whenever things wouldn't work out the way I wanted to, I hear those words Brando said to me. He said, you lose until you win. So that's the reason why I say, this is not my first medal. I mean, like I say, things didn't work out a lot of times before, but it was bound to happen because I'm putting in the work. And I'm there. All right? So, yeah. So I thank Brian Lewis, I thank Mr. Ford. I mean, a whole lot of people to thank. The list is long.
What would you like to achieve before you end your career? You already went to the Olympics.
You see, what it is for me, I've already said to myself that I'm taking it one competition at a time.
Okay.
Before, my head would be flustered with all these tournaments that come up next year. It wouldn't be a jam-pack year. Because next year is CAC. Next year is, it's Pan World Championships for us. It have tournaments next year, but I separate them and I take it one competition at a time. Okay, you never know what could happen. I was 10 seconds away from a Pan American medal. I was winning my fight. I had on all the score sheet and twisted my ankle twice in the fight. The second time, I couldn't stand on it anymore. Lost out on a medal by 10 seconds. Yeah? So you don't know what I take it one competition at a time. One. So what I hope to achieve is my best performance at any tournament that I attend. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
I like the point that you made about not stepping aside, because I think, and especially the type of sport that boxing is, you know, you might not be coaching, but you're a part of, you know, the person that wants to take your spot experience in coaching. And I think that by sticking with it and staying, you're actually passing on a lot of knowledge. You could probably speak to how easy it is to get competition within Trinidad and Tobago, but what sort of things are you part of, or do you recognize that help grow boxing in Trinidad and Tobago?
Increasing participation. That was growing boxing, but the participation through COVID-19 and other things, it decreased. So the volume of boxers the amount of talent that it had around boxing is not really there anymore. So they have to increase. That's one of the major things they have to do, increase participation.
Now I have to ask, does it take more than stepping on a scale to get into boxing?
Yes. Boxing is a dangerous thing. And you have to train for at least 3 months before you go into a ring. Yeah? So...
You would advise people to do what you did when you started?
Well, I would not. No, because I was around the boxing.
Yeah.
I was seeing it. I used to attend the fights. You know, sometimes I might shadow box with my brother. I might put on the gloves and try to tag him. But he's a trained boxer, so he wouldn't really hit me. You know what I mean? So he will let me come after him and, you know. So I have a little experience with the gloves and, you know, but I wouldn't advise anybody that has never put on a gloves in their life, been around boxing, only seen it on TV, to go get in a ring with anybody. You can get hurt really bad.
If you had to choose one bout in your entire career, which stands out for you, which will that be?
That bout that caused me to work on the national team.
You can remember the name of the fighter?
Yes, I do. I do. That was...
Not Budram?
Okay. Have you seen him?
All right, okay, sorry, yeah.
No, but I mean, it's public knowledge. It's Aaron Hassett.
Okay.
It's Aaron Hassett. You know, I defeated Aaron Hassett and I was able to make the national team.
Yes, I remember that fight in Cosmic.
That was...
Yes.
That was something that I was aspiring for.
That was a great fight, I remember that.
He win over me for like, we fought probably 6 times.
Always, yeah.
And he won all of those 6 times. I mean, it was at, I can't remember the venue.
It's Cosmic,
but I know I'll look myself in the mirror before I go into the ring. And I was like, we're going to lose again?
I said, nah.
You're not going to lose today. He said, "Day?" And you wouldn't believe. I went in the ring, I'm a spiritual person. I pray a lot, right? I'm a Christian. And in the ring, I actually call out to God. And I feel myself stop breathing. Stop breathing. And I start to cough. I just all out. And at the end of the fight is when I feel myself actually breathe again. That was my experience when I win that fight. I needed to win that fight.
Well, Aaron, we really want to thank you because we seem to have run out of time. We really want to thank you for coming here and sharing your experiences. I know there's a lot more to talk about because...
More than 15 years in the ring, I have a lot to talk about.
You're involved in kickboxing too.
MMA.
MMA, right?
Yeah.
So we will try to get in that at another time. Any closing comments?
Well, I'd just like to say again, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great to learn more about you. And I really appreciate being able to, you know, have sort of a front row seat to the contributions that you're making to boxing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. And the next time we chat, we will chat about your MMA career because that is a part of your career, your life that a lot of people don't know about.
And I'm not so sure that I may get back into the ring with MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but we will chat about that because that's a part of your life that people don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. A lot of people may not know that.
They know Aaron Prince the boxer, but not the MMA fighter. Well, viewers, we have come to the end of another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and I want to thank my guest, Aaron Prince, for spending this time with us. I also want to say a special thanks to Maria for being here with us today. If you miss any part of this program, remember there is a repeat tomorrow at 1 p.m. and also on Saturday. I think it's 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. So you have a chance of catching up on it. We want to wish you a blessed and fruitful week ahead, and I hope to be in your company, God's willing, next week, Tuesday, same time. So stay tuned and have a blessed week ahead.
I just want to say thanks to everybody that had anything to do with this achievement, and 868 to the world. Yeah?
Well said. We out.